What's up, YouTube? Hey guys, I really appreciate you checking out my channel once again. You subscribers, I definitely appreciate you. Those of you that have not subscribed yet, please hit the button below and subscribe, as well as the alert button, so that you can find out when I do video and add content. Because I would love to add some more value to your business or whatever it is that you're looking to get out of watching my videos. And I hope you watch them all the time. So let's get right into it. This video is meant for newbies, or people that are new, better known as freshies, or someone who is simply just getting into the business, right? I run a recruiting agency. A recruiting agency basically staffs people, and we get fees and we get paid for doing what we do. I want to dive deep into exactly what that is, because there's a lot of people who simply just don't know what recruiting is and exactly how it works, or exactly how you get paid to do it and why it's an actual business. It's actually semi-interesting to explain to some people when they ask you how you make money doing this, or how did you start a six-figure business that is recruiting employees to work for other employees. Well, what people don't understand is rule number one: business owners and companies don't have the time, sometimes the resources even, or the wherewithal to actually do this themselves. And so they outsource it. Essentially what we are doing is an outsourced service, just as you would outsource your public accounting, or you maybe would outsource your legal needs to a lawyer. We are an outsourced service, and I am a recruiter for companies and business owners who do not have the time or the wherewithal or the knowledge to actually recruit and retain talent for themselves and interview people, source people, a billion things like that. So essentially they're outsourcing us to do that for them. Just like you use a dry cleaner to clean a suit because you don't have the machinery or the skill to do so, and so you send it down the street to the dry cleaner. That's what we do. So we take care of that for businesses, companies, small business owners, medium-sized companies. You name it, we'll source them, we'll work with them. We'll pretty much work with almost anybody, as long as we can work in their niche and it's something that we can actually handle. So what we do is we actually do a lot of business development, which means that we actually look for new companies to work with. So this is a huge part of our business because it actually creates the business and keeps it moving. If we simply worked on recruiting and helping companies that we currently work for, we would never move forward because we would never have new companies to actually recruit for. So we do a lot of business development. So that means reaching out on LinkedIn, reaching out over email, calling businesses directly, cold calling them and finding out, hey, maybe do you need our services? Do you need them today? Maybe do you need them in a month, or will you need them in a year? Yada, yada. And then of course we'll follow up with them, and there's a whole cadence for that. So a lot of business development goes into this business itself. Secondarily to that, a lot of recruiting goes into it as well for the current clients that we have. So current clients, I had an aerospace company recently I was working with, and they needed about 10 spots filled. And so the work we did on that is essentially posted ads, places like Indeed.com, Craigslist. We would parse our network on Facebook. We would post in Facebook groups. We would talk to people that we knew that were in aerospace, and we would find the candidates that we needed. From there, we would ask for their resume, review their resume, send the resume into the client to verify that they would be someone applicable, then that would actually be interviewed and be applicable for the position. And after that, then we would set them up with logistics. We would actually call the HR individual and say, can Sarah come in at 10 a.m. tomorrow? And then we would call Sarah and verify that she can come in at 10 a.m. tomorrow to interview. Really fun stuff, right? So we actually set up interview logistics and whatnot, act as if we are the literal middleman or middlewoman in between the whole scenario. So recruiting, that's the biggest piece of the middle portion of it. So like I said at the beginning, we are an outsourced service. So what happens is when we deliver on our service, meaning we've found a candidate, we've placed them at the company, and they've worked there successfully for a month or 2 months or 3 months, we've signed an agreement with that company saying that they will pay us a fee for finding the talent that they need, delivering them, having them sign on with them, work and perform and stay. And so upon that completion of a time period that we've agreed upon, we will collect a fee. Now, the way fees work, the way you get paid in recruiting, this is the exciting part. As a recruiting agency owner, it really pumps me up to think about it. You get paid basically a percentage that you agree upon of their gross annual earnings. So let's say someone makes $60,000 a year, and you agree to staff them for 10% of that fee or of that salary. What we would do at that point is charge them $6,000 for placing that candidate. Now, this is where it gets really unique and fun. You may have actually taken an hour, 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours to post some ads, take some phone calls, set up some interviews to actually get that candidate placed. And they might have been a shoo-in, a total fit. This has happened to me on numerous occasions where I've just sent someone in and it's just like, boom, they're in, they're done, they're sold. And they work there and I collect my check and I just look back and I'm like, did I just make $6,000 on 2.5 hours of work? Well, yeah, I did. And rinse and repeat. And so that's how it goes. It's not always peaches and cream though, right? So like, you'll have a client that'll quit and you have a clause in your contract that says you have to replace that client. So there's many, many nuances, and I'm going to plan on going over videos that do contracting and what's the best contracting practices to do if you're starting a recruiting agency, what types of clients to work with, what are the best clients where people don't quit their jobs frequently. It's really easy to staff for a client where someone quits all the time, but you don't want to do that because you're just chasing your money in that scenario. So ultimately, if someone does quit, you do have to replace them because it's in your contract. And so that takes time, that takes money. And that's, not something you want to do all the time because you're not in the business of repeating what you just did to get them in the door. You want new business with new candidates that you can charge new fees on. So ultimately the idea is that, you would gain maybe 3-4 clients every single month. Those 3-4 clients would need maybe 1, 2, 3 people every month. The fee would be around $3,000 to $4,000 on each of the people. Let's say it was $3,000 times 2 people on each candidate. That's $6,000, and you had like 3 candidates. That's $18,000 a month. You're easily making $200,000 a year. That's really not that crazy of a scenario at all. Making multiple 6 figures is not that crazy of a scenario at all in the recruiting agency business. Simply because of the fact that you're rinsing and repeating a process that you're doing that's fairly simple and extremely replicable, meaning you can repeat exactly what you're doing over and over with multiple clients and multiple candidates. And you can do overlap. So if you worked with one aerospace company, you can work with a few different aerospace companies. And if somebody doesn't work out here, they can work out over there. So there's a ton of different angles you can go at it from. But essentially, just to recap, recruiting is very simple. It's a matter of finding clients, doing business development, finding clients that will actually accept your services and agree to terms with you on a percentage basis, then finding the candidates that will work for them, setting up logistics for them to have an interview with your client, and then eventually having them fulfill their agreement, and then collecting a check from the client and rinsing and repeating, and hopefully making 6 figures or far, far more than that in less than 6 months, like I did with my agency. So it's something that you can do. You can totally smash it. It's not hard. It's very easy. I plan on making a lot more videos that go really in depth and dive deep into the specifics about recruiting and how you can actually make, shit tons of money doing very replicable activities and whatnot. So anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you're having an awesome Friday night. It is the holidays, but I'll be coming at you with videos every single day because the grind does not stop. All right, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have an awesome night. Take care.